We are live, by the way. So, hello.
Hello.
My name is no.
That's not appropriate.
Not appropriate.
No.
Hi. We are Mr. and Mrs. Catholic Comedy. And before we do a show about joy, I wanted to take a little bit of time that we could have a moment for a dear friend of ours who suddenly passed away this past week. He was somebody who, on prior weeks, had his comments coming inside of the chat to poke at us sometimes a little bit. You, I think, mostly you. He idolized me, and there's no evidence whatsoever to support that, but I'm just gonna go with it. So, yeah, that's happening. So his name was Vincent. He was a tall Asian male.
You sound like you're profiling him.
A tall Asian male between the ages of 38 and 43. And he got very sick and he died. So what we want to do prior to really kicking off the show is just have a moment and we'll do a quick prayer and then we'll kick off the show proper. Because the one thing I know that he wouldn't want us to do is he wouldn't want us to stop doing the things that people enjoy.
He was the entire embodiment of joy, especially in the face of suffering and hardship.
Yeah, he was. So do a quick prayer and we part to the Filus Sancti. Amen. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Okay, now I'm going to do the normal thing, which is, after that somber moment, I can't think of any better way to start them. Mr. and Mrs. Catholic Comedy doing a show about joy! All right, Mr. and Mrs. Catholic Comedy doing a show about joy and sadness, but joy too. And we have modern and Mrs. Papist.
I think she's less modern though.
Less modern, more Papist. Hold on, let's see if I can fix the scene here.
Okay, that noise turned off.
It did. Cancel.
Keep breaking stuff.
I am breaking stuff apparently. So I'm doing this. So I set up a new room here. So I'm doing this on a tablet. And oh no.
Growing pains.
And so I don't. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay. We can hear you. And here's the things. So we're gonna do it like that. There we go. Now we got some full screen action going on. This is, I know we're used to the StreamYard and we're doing restream now, so just get things. Yeah. Hi, Papist, Mrs. Papist.
Hello.
God, it's been such a long time since I've talked to you in like a face-to-face type of deal.
Yeah.
So, how you doing?
I've been better.
The whole family got sick the week before Christmas, and we are still coughing like we're dying.
Well, yeah, I know you get because we were like, "Hey, let's have you on the show," and you're like, "All right." Oh no, we're sick. Like, okay, well, what about another time? Yeah, great. Oh, we're sick. Huh? How about another time? Well, we're gonna be sick then too. Like, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it never seems to go away.
It seems like
you're meeting your quota early on in the year. So all your sickness, just get it out of the way now.
Yeah.
Well, with 5 kids and 4 of them going to school, they kind of bring everything home and then it bounces around for a couple of months and then you get about a week off and then there's more.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and sometimes they'll just cycle right back through to the first person again before you even get a break.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, our twins when they were new, well, not really newborn, they were 2 months old, so newbornish. They we spent a lot of time with some family, like all day, and their kids went to school, and then my twins wound up with RSV, and they're like, it couldn't have possibly been my kids. Like, where else would they have caught RSV? Like, they probably brought it home from school, not knowing because they were like late elementary, I think, at the time, or middle school.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're going to show symptoms really. But it cycles.
Old at some point.
That's great TV right there. I mean, so it's a new room, a new office space here, and so we've got the door needs to be fixed, and so like trying to open it.
We moved our girls. All right, so this room is actually in the very front of the house. So there's a window directly in front of me that faces the street, and this was our girls' room for a while. Actually, since we moved in, and we converted our garage so that they have a less street-facing window because
I mean,
safety.
yeah. Also, the other night, because we've been working on this for a while, and a lot of it has to do with, you got kids, you got girls, and like they had shades up, but they kept like tearing them down or not closing them and stuff like that. It's like, okay, now you guys are going to get changed in either the closet or in the bathroom. Oh, why do we have to do that? Because you don't close your shades, and people are weird.
Yeah.
So
People are.
yeah, I mean that's the best way to explain it to a child.
You.
Yeah, so that's basically, and then the other night, my daughter comes upstairs and she says, I heard a voice. And I'm like, what do you mean I heard a voice? It said, come here, I won't hurt you.
Come outside. Oh, okay.
Right, and I was like, well, all right, so we're gonna get you out of that room tonight.
Yeah. Nobody else heard it though, because so there's 4 girls in the room, and nobody else claimed to have heard it. But
Still
I should say that the dog that heard is a clairvoyant. So no, not doing that. Although those people might show up in the chat to try to like, if she's a clairvoyant, it's demonic. It might have been. I don't know. But the point is, we got her out of the room. I did the epiphany blessing, and now they're all in a room that has a small window that faces the side of the house that works as an egress, but is otherwise not
not a great window.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not like a picture window or anything like that. But now my office is in here, which is nice because from my chair, I can see like both sides of the house. Like I can see the front yard and I can see the side yard, which is nice because now I've got a good, nice picturesque view.
It's like I'm leaning over the whole time.
Yeah, no, the double is difficult.
So we don't have a couch, so
yeah. Well, this is normally we don't. Normally it's like I said, we've done it before where it's like.
It's normally my chair is like slightly behind his chair, and I lean on my armrest, kind of like you're doing, to stay in the frame.
Yeah, so we're gonna have armrests. It's just one of our like crappy upstairs dining chairs.
You see, it works.
An upstairs dining chair. Do you have an upstairs dining room?
No, we have a tiny kitchen that we smush a table that is much too large for it into.
We've been there.
How else are you supposed to put a table in there?
You guys have
like only much too large is allowed.
Yeah.
Well, when we moved in, it fit okay, but then we kept adding people, so I had to get bigger.
Is what is that called? Shrinkflation or something? Like that?
Something like that. Well, when you add more people, and then, but the kitchen the table remains the same size, but also doesn't because it has to get bigger.
Yeah.
Even when we got this table, we originally like left the leaf in it most of the time, and I don't think we've taken the leaf out of it for like 2 years now.
Yep.
Yeah.
She
That's
used
just
to,
how
That's how our
Yeah.
tables go. We don't take the leaves out.
yeah, she used to want to take it out, and then it was just like, no, I'm just. There's one day it just never came out.
Yeah. Oh, there's that. Oh, we had a table that was like you would when our first like a condo that we had when we first got married.
First place.
We had a table, and it was like an IKEA table. It was this wide normally, but if you folded out the arms, it would become like a 6-foot table or something like that. It would, 4 foot 10.
4-seater.
Right. So, and we used that for a while, and then one day, just one day, it was just like, you know what? We're always going to have someone here, so we just kept it open. And then
And we're like, why are we using this crappy table?
Yeah,
We should have an actual table.
well, there are old pictures of us sitting around the table. It was you, me, and Ellie, our oldest. It's actually me. Anyway, and our oldest, and so like, but she was a baby, and so it's just like the two of us on either side, and her in the middle of this table, and like in like a high chair. Like that's just how we had our meals. But as time goes on, right now we have a 10-foot table that has all the leaves in it all the time, and we have the chairs that came with it.
It's maxed out.
And then we had to take 2 different dining room sets and put them together to have enough chairs. They don't talk, the things that they don't talk about is like they don't make tables for large families anymore.
Well, I asked her for Christmas. I was like, you know what? I want you and our oldest son, who's 6, because he's going to be super helpful in this regard. But I want you guys to build a 12-foot table that could fit everyone and then some. And my 6-year-old, of course, super stoked. He's like, yeah, we're going to build a table. But I was also massively pregnant. So the idea of building a table was probably really far-fetched.
I could have done it if I also wasn't building a room and a pantry, and then we had
And then
that
I
fire.
was building a baby.
I had to build a kitchen and with counters and everything. I had to redo plumbing, and I had to build the pantry, and then you wanted me to build your tea or your hot drinks station, and then I still needed to finish up.
Coffee.
No,
Coffee
no, it's a tea bar. It's a tea bar.
So it's a coffee station.
Tea bar.
I like that.
Oh no.
Marriage is difficult. It's
That's fair.
We should let them talk
No,
about something because we keep
We're not difficult. We're very easy.
you're easy. Okay. Well, let's talk about you guys. What are you doing?
Existing.
We've got sports and what else is there?
How was your Christmas? Well, I mean, it's still going, but how was your Christmas day?
Pretty relaxed. The
Yeah.
kids actually slept in until like 8:30. Like I don't think we've ever opened presents in the daylight before, but it's because we took everybody to midnight mass, and while the youngest 2 slept straight through it, and another one dozed off in the middle, slept through like communion, and everybody
Mike's
slept
right
in.
here.
I know, but I'm not gonna go like this. every
I'm
time
not
I
telling you,
talk.
Jim. Just project. That's all you got to do.
I don't project. It doesn't.
So I have to ask Ben. You took all the kids to midnight mass. Did they wear mass clothes or did they wear pajamas? Because that was actually a topic in some local Catholic groups out here. It was like, oh yeah, no, everybody brings their kids in pajamas. So I'm curious.
We split it. The
Yeah,
youngest,
yeah, the
youngest
oldest-
2 went in pajamas, and the big 3 went in church clothes.
Yeah, if they're over 7, you wear church clothes.
I agree.
7 is a good age. I stopped wearing pajamas to church last year, so that was
Probably a good call.
yeah. I mean,
It was a
priest-
hard transition.
the priest was quite firm in his stance that I can't wear pajamas, and I told him like I kept the robe tied the whole time, but that didn't seem to change his mind. So
Poor guy.
Just no.
just
I mean, I
awkward.
guess as long as you're leaving the security blanket at home, you should be fine, right?
Well, I still bring the blanket, so that's But that is, we're working towards that.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
So then
We have it so like on Christmas, we're very. So I'm very confused by a few traditions of people where they will say, "We're hosting Christmas. You have to bring your giant family." I know we're smaller than your family, but
this is going to get us.
there, let's do it.
But it's this idea of you bring your family to our completely unchild-free house, and everybody needs to be cool. And you're just kind of like, you know what?
Nobody touched anything.
Yeah, nope. We're not doing. We literally after. So like we came back at 3 a.m. After,
No, we
or
came back
I'm
at, like,
sorry.
2.
We came at 2, and then we went to sleep at 3, or at least I went to sleep at 3, and we woke up, and then we just stayed home the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
We're just like, and I know some people, they go to other places, but it's just like, no, like not on that day. Like you enjoy the family and you enjoy just relaxing and having fun and having like we do like snacks where like everybody gets to pick 2 things regardless of like how healthy it is. And everybody, yeah, we call it a snunch. And so like you got like Dunkaroos and pizza rolls and
Love
things that
it.
are not healthy. But
sometimes the kids will ask for wild things because they know if I can make it happen, I will because it's Christmas snunch.
and my mom and my stepdad came over, but like that was pretty much it. And it was fun and relaxing, and the kids got to play with each other, and there was definitely a focus on. This is what I like the most about this is that like we still like focus on God. We don't focus on the Elf movie, right? Or Coca-Cola Santa Claus, right? So it's like it was really great to just be able to not have a commercialized Christmas, and it was good.
Yeah. So my family does a Christmas Eve thing.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm going to get in trouble if my mom watches this, which I'm pretty sure she doesn't. But no, so the thing is like
I'm not gonna watch it.
No, we've had we've been going over this for years now. Which is like so Christmas Eve is we all go to my mom's house for Christmas Eve, but she invites her extended family too. It's not just like my brothers and sisters.
She's one of 7.
She's one of
6 living.
No,
That is
my grandmother's one of 5, so she used to do that. She doesn't do that anymore.
Right. So everyone gathers together at my mother's house on Christmas Eve, and there's a gift exchange, and there's all sorts of this thing. But like it's necessary to go there. But my mother, my mother has a house that is it's a sizable house.
Yeah.
However, most of the house is the second story. And my grandmother moved in with my mother and took half of the first story. And so what we have is an area of probably around 50 feet by 20 feet in which 80 people are in. And that is also
probably breaks fire code.
that also has several Christmas trees, giant tables, decorations all over the place.
4 or 5 dozen Santa Claus statues.
Right, and none of the kids are allowed to go upstairs because that's where my mother keeps the grandkids' gifts that she's going to give them on Christmas Day because they don't get them on Christmas Eve. For the ones that from my mother to my children, they don't get that till after. So that's like, and so you end up like you have this really small area of people, and so all of my uncles come by and they want to just sit around and talk. And there's nothing for kids. There's no games. There's no songs, and that just like kids just sit and be quiet until present time.
Yeah, so they're expected to sit there and not get in anybody's way for like 2.5 to 3 hours minimum.
Wow,
Until
that's
present time.
unrealistic.
See, I was gonna say that reminds me of when my great grandmother was still having Christmases at her house, and she had 6 kids, but 5 of them made it to adulthood, and they would all bring. I think between them, they ended up with something like a dozen kids or more, and then there was all of the second cousins would show up. And so like we're in this house and you could probably have passed a cake from one end to the other without anybody taking more than a step.
Yeah.
And it was some of my greatest memories as a kid, but we were allowed to, like, we weren't allowed upstairs, but we had the whole first floor to roam, and it wasn't huge. I want to say the first floor was probably about the same size as our house, like probably 1,200 square feet, but it was like packed.
Yeah.
And the kids all had to open our presents like as soon as we got there, so then we had stuff to play with, and like it was a great time.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's where I got my first Legos.
Yeah, and like like I find that to be like an exception, like to what I had said earlier, because my grandmother did a similar thing where she was one of 3 and she had 5 kids, and everybody, all the other sisters had, because she's one of 3 daughters, had 5 and then 7. And so probably of the, 17, like 10 or 11 would come and their kids. And she had the space for it, and it was rowdy, and it was like legitimate, like, right? Like it's exactly how you're describing.
Big family rowdy.
It's a big family rowdy that should have happened, and it just didn't continue. And so it stopped. And that's currently like our problem now, is that nobody's like taken up the mantle of being the grandma that hosts Christmas.
See,
We have the opposite issue in that we want to take up the mantle, and because we have more space and we
Well,
have a lot of kids, so it makes more sense for them to be here where there's toys and stuff. Because so the way the party runs at his mom's is presents are last, and then the party's over. So his mother will postpone the presents as long as possible because she knows everybody leaves once the presents are open. So the kids are just sitting there for hours. Can we open gifts? Can we open gifts?
Well,
Can we open gifts? Can we open gifts?
when
And
I was a
there's
kid-
nothing for them to do.
when I was a kid, when we went to my grandma's for Christmas Eve, because my grandfather would like make sure that there were games and there's music and everyone would be singing and dancing, and the adults would probably have a few too many, but still it was just kind of a merry time. Like people were together and they were having a good time and they were singing, and like there was all sorts of things. But we did carols. When I was a kid, we did carols. That was the thing, is that my grandfather would insist that he would sit in his big lazy boy and he would say, "Sing me a song." And so like, "Yeah, Jingle Bells, sing Jingle Bells right now." And like, "Okay, Grandpa, Jingle Bells." Like, "That's beautiful. You got a beautiful voice." Or for me, it's like, "You got a lot of moxie, kid. I appreciate you and all your moxie."
He tried.
Because I tried. I did try. But that was like, nowadays though, my uncles, they don't, like, there's no songs, there's no music. There used to be like, we had a soundtrack for every party where it'd start off and it was a lot of Bruce Springsteen, but the night would end with "I Don't Want to Go Home," and that was the song, that was the song that played when everyone's like, "Okay, we're all going home now." It's like, "I know it's getting late, but I don't want to go home," as my uncle slurred the lyrics to it because he was into like his second case of beer at the time. But that was what we would do, and like we had the gifts for Christmas Eve were opened at midnight. That was the deal that we did. It was like midnight, you open the gifts. But that was when I was a kid. And if it were still like that,
there were a lot more kids then too.
Yes, there were a lot more. Now it's
just
our kids.
Our kids. Everybody
That
else
is the
kids all
same
grown.
thing with us. There's nobody else that has kids, and yet everybody, like,
Yeah, not on his side. My side, I have one niece
yeah.
from my brother, and that's it. So we have most of the kids on one side and all of the kids on the other side.
We have
My generation on my side has
Mhm.
whopping 5 of us, like total. Like it's me and my brother, and then my cousin, my goddaughter, who's also my cousin, and then my cousin, who's in between the ages of my daughter and my son. So, yeah, and so like
We have all the young kids except for the one cousin.
yeah, like
Okay,
we
so-
literally have 5. Like we together have as much as the previous generation, like my generation.
Oh yeah, he's got 3 siblings, 2 of which have kids, and each of them have 3 kids, but they're grown. They're teenagers or older, except for the youngest of his sister is 11.
Yeah.
So our oldest is age. And then nobody else really has kids. He has one cousin that has 2 younger kids that are like 7 and 8 or something like that. But that's it. That's it.
Mhm.
But everybody insists it's all for the kids. It's for the kids. It's for the kids. Yet there's literally nothing for kids to do. And then it's not that bad if we weren't also expected the next day to go back to that same house for all the Christmas Day stuff. So there's Christmas Eve and then there's Christmas Day.
So it like it
And
becomes a production.
yes, and honestly, for years we haven't been able to make it to mass because of all the obligations. And so I would generally just send him to midnight mass because then I'm home alone trying to set stuff up and do things and make sure everything is okay and the kids are taken care of.
Kids to bed and all that.
And so I was like, somebody's got to go to mass, so he would go to mass. And this year we're like, no, we're Christmas, we're staying home. I'm going to like I was due the 23rd. Where like I could literally pop out a baby at any minute. No idea.
So, and like on top of like, so, but we didn't, it's not like we excluded anyone. What we did is we said, we're having Christmas dinner at our house. Full stop. We're having Christmas dinner at our house. We
Yeah,
had,
question.
we had two turkeys. No, just one turkey. We had a turkey and we had
Prime rib.
a prime rib and we had sweet potato casserole and we had like
Mashed potatoes,
just
all
also
the whole thing.
all the fixins. And we're just like, okay, we're having it at our house. Here's what the food is going to be.
Everyone's welcome.
Everyone is invited. And no one showed up. And then it was funny because like my mom was talking to me and like the night before when we were at Christmas Eve and she's like, you're ruining my Christmas. You're not coming over. It's like she's like, I'm not even gonna have a good Christmas dinner. I'm like, well, you're welcome to come to my house. We have prime rib and turkey. Like, well, why don't you bring it over to my house? Like, you're welcome to come to my house. It's like,
I don't
like,
want to pack up all my kids where they
yes, we have
And
stuff
I
they just
was-
got and take it home instead of playing with it properly.
and I was overdue at that point. I hadn't had my baby. I was several times overdue. And we had no idea how quickly we would have to go to the hospital. We're not lugging kids around and an entire dinner around. Like,
That sounds like a nightmare.
no. Yeah.
it,
So,
Not a bad Christmas. I had my baby in my in-laws' living room because everyone made me go there for Christmas.
It's so weird.
yeah, it's just one of those where it's like, well, I think is it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think that the older generation, the boomers and the
Gen
Gen Xers, right, they want to hold on to the traditions as long as they can, and they don't know when to hand it off to the next generation. Like my grandmother doesn't know
Yeah.
like to hand it off to my mother so that she could have it with just her family on Christmas Eve. So instead,
it's
my
no
grandmother's still holding on to it.
Well, it's kind of like, what is it, the Simpsons dilemma, where it's like, yeah, you're watching a channel or you're watching a show that never ages, that just stays the same, and that's what boomers got used to because that's what they do. Like, not to put shade on boomers, but like you kind of did first, so it's okay.
I'm saying
But it's like this idea of like, I want it to be like it was and has been.
Mhm.
I don't want it to change because
right, but it has
Like-
changed.
right,
Yeah.
and it's like
As soon as the family grows, it changes.
right, and like you have like because like the
just the
place that
nature of it.
that hosts it now and my family, they got it because they said they had the young kids, even though my mom had also 2 young kids, but like they had the young kids, and so
Yeah, they
we
were
would go over.
younger.
Yeah, they were younger, so we went over there, and it hasn't stopped. And when we've invited for people to come over, they just don't like.
and I think
And it sucks,
that's
but like, I mean, it like there's a level of I'm not gonna like go through the hassle of getting my kids already, like what Mandy said, where so
Well, and
so they
it's
can
like-
play and
it's like
enjoy. They don't,
And that particular gathering, like they want you there at like noon. So that means the kids are waking up, getting into their presents, having a good time, and then you got to stop them in the middle of all of that Christmas morning joy to be like, all right, let's get our butts in the van. We got to get the food together. We got to grab all the stuff for everybody else. And then we're going to this house where you can't touch anything. Oh, and you can't play
You
with
can't
anything
touch-
because we got to pack it up to make sure it all comes home.
I mean, they had like wine coolers that you could open on kid level. Like,
Oh yeah,
it's just like the most ridiculous expectation, and it was like, I know. Well,
I get
can laugh at that expectation, but like
in their defense of not wanting things to die, it's I think
I get it.
millennials and what is it, Gen Zers, we've kind of gotten that reputation of letting things die, of not carrying on traditions in general. I think as a overarching thing, I don't think that's true for everyone, and every family is different, especially like our family. We practically begged to take over a few holidays.
Yeah.
And we've been shot down. And so but I get the desire to keep the traditions going and not wanting something to die, but things have to change with time. And as
it's not even like the tradition dies; it's just that it changes.
It's just like different.
Right. Like my uncle hosts.
Mom wants to keep dyeing her hair when she has beautiful gray hair.
She really does.
She has beautiful gray hair, keeps dyeing it black, and occasionally.
Oh, my mom does that too. I tell her all the time. It's like whenever she goes a month without dyeing it or something like that, I'll be like, "Oh, you're finally letting the gray come in." He's like, "No, I don't have gray hair." Like
it's like she wants to run away from her own hair.
I want long silver hair. That's my goal.
That's exactly what she has. That's the tragedy. She has beautiful silver hair.
No.
Oh man.
So we're talking
it's like the one. It's like the one dude on CNN.
I know you're talking about.
It's like that gray, and it's just beautiful on a woman, on an aging woman, in a good way, right? Like, I'm not trying to throw my mom under the bus, but I guess if I've
People
already
pay to have hair, the color naturally grows out of her head, and she doesn't want it.
But it goes back to what you're saying, right? Like they're not ready for change.
Well, so on that note, my uncle hosts Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
And he's hosted it since I was a kid, which is fine. And he continues to host it every year, which is also fine. We stopped going, but that's another thing. But every single year, he has his oldest daughter reads this this mealtime prayer, right? And it's like, but it's like something that a kindergartner would read, right? But she reads the same thing every year, and they haven't passed it off to have a new young child read it. It's her, and she's like 35 now.
She's not 35. She's younger than me.
Oh, whatever. She's like 30.
She's like 30.
So when she was like. But like when she was like 5 years old and reading, it's like, oh, that's adorable. When she was like 15 and reading, and it's like, oh, I guess they're keeping that tradition going. You're like, now she's like 30 and reading it, and it's like,
give it to a kid.
Like, this sounds like something that a kid should read, but but
there's no kids.
They don't have any kids, and since we don't go anymore, there's no kids to do it, and so now it's still my 30-ish-year-old cousin who's reading this prayer that's like, thank you for the food we eat, and thank you for delicious meat, like stuff like a sing-songy, rhymey kind of.
Yeah, rhymey. Wow.
Adorable.
It'd be different if it was like a legitimate, like a saint prayer, or prayer or something like that. But it's very much like a kindergartner's prayer.
Right.
I mean, like it's it's fine when a kindergartner does it, but like
it's full on
cringe. Yeah, like that is a cringe thing.
I'm just waiting for more
if she ever has kids one day and she's still the one reading it, like she won't even pass it to her kid.
She's 55 years old. Her dad's 80 years old, and she's sitting down for Thanksgiving dinner. I'm going to read.
You want to stir the pot? Have one of your kids write a prayer and tell them they say, "Oh, they want to read their prayer this year."
Yeah, that's
have each of them do it. Now we're all going to take turns and read our own.
No, see, that would
like a rap battle.
That's.
I mean, you could just
that's declaring war.
I mean, yeah, you could just offer a decade with how many kids you got. Like,
I'm just saying.
We're doing a decade before. Our family's
doing a full rosary, all 15 decades.
All I'm saying is, if you come from that kind of family, trying to change a tradition at all is declaring war. Like it is.
That's exactly how it has been for us.
We got the first year that we said no, we're not going anywhere. We're staying home. It wasn't even when we were driving literally across the state to be there. It was the year that we had a 6-month-old and there was a measles outbreak in the area. And I was like, we're not leaving. Like, I have an infant and a toddler and another kid besides. Everybody is more than welcome to come see us. You know, Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, pick another day. That's cool. Christmas Day, we are not leaving our house. And you'd think that we burned their house down.
Yeah, no, like that was a thing that
I
like
don't remember this.
No, well,
Like I remember
the
the measles thing, but like I don't remember everybody else freaking out.
Well, your mom was the one that was like, "Are you sure? It's really important. Everyone's there. Yeah, it's just."
I think it's funny because
you can come for an hour. You can come for dinner, and you could just take.
This
the
one we're in
presents home with you.
Kalamazoo, or
No, this is like the first year that we were in Sterling Heights. Not the first year because Soren was.
Gotcha. Kalamazoo is a real place. Okay.
It is.
Like,
and it's about 2.5 hours away from here.
Yeah, it's very far.
So,
I posted on Twitter. It was funny. I posted on Twitter about an actual exchange that we had. It was like, well, I'm due right before Christmas. We don't go to Thanksgiving anymore. We haven't for years. And so we're like, oh, we might not make it to the Christmas Eve party. We might not make it to Christmas Day because we don't know what's going to happen. Yep. We don't know when this baby will actually come. And the response was, you ruined my Thanksgiving and now you're going to ruin my Christmas. I'm like, and so I posted that and several people were like, this didn't happen. This didn't happen. This is not a thing that happened. People don't do that. I'm like, I am so glad you live in a world where people do that. Because
stay in that bubble. Yep. Stay in that bubble.
Glad all the parents in your life are reasonable people.
Well, like but that's like a real thing, right? Like where people just have these expectations based off their own experience. And unfortunately, other people don't believe other people because they want clout or something, right? So
yeah, it's no matter what you say, even if you've provided photographic evidence, people are like, that doesn't happen. Like
AI.
You AI'd that. I see it says Sora on it. That's my son's name. No.
Nobody names their child Sora.
Actually, I do know someone who named their child Sora.
Generation that grew up on Kingdom Hearts. There's definitely boys.
Yeah,
out there.
no, yeah, there's a lot of Soras out there. But yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff like that, and it's difficult. It's difficult to navigate like the generational changes and expectations because when I was a kid, there was just a set number of traditions, and they were going to be handed down to other people, and at some point they should have been, and some of them were, and some of them weren't. But like. The ones that got to my parents' generation, and my parents spanned from Boomer to Gen X, right? They got to those people, and then those people were like, "No, we're not letting go." Like, I'm sorry, what? Like, yeah, no, I'm going to continue to do Thanksgiving forever. See, you invite like 80 people over to Thanksgiving. Let people spend Thanksgiving with their own smaller clans. Like 20 people each instead of trying to get that many people. Like we take a whole table.
Yeah, it's fine for like to occasionally have like maybe designate Easter as the everybody is going to be there holiday,
or
right?
Like, specific family reunion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually against the family reunion as a separate date. Like, pick something like Easter is kind of considered, in practical terms, less than Christmas. In terms of families getting together, even though it's more important than Christmas, right?
It is, yeah.
So like,
did the Protestants do that? Is that
culturally? It's
a cultural. It's not the fourth quarter. It's not when all the marketing is happening. It's the time. It's when spring's happening, and you got to get those Shamrock Shakes, right? So
I'm gonna miss the Shamrock Shakes this year.
Yes, you are. But it's
why are you going to miss the Shamrock Shakes?
Oh, wait. Let me finish.
Yes.
Because it's going to deviate if we do.
Go ahead.
And so and so I do think having like Easter being that, like, at least like that's something that we're kind of talking about because we know we're going to be the patriarch and the matriarch of the family because everyone else is just dying out. And I hate to say that, but nobody else is having kids. And so, So we're going to do that, and we're going to try to put Easter as the family gathering.
It's like come home for Easter.
Yeah, come home for Easter, not Christmas, because like that's one very dangerous. Like I personally have had to, for an automobile company, look up the statistics and then present those statistics in a reasonable manner. Of
At least if you live where there's snow.
Yeah, like we live. Yeah, you're in Arizona, we're in Michigan, so like that's like a
Very
huge
dangerous to drive around in Christmas in Arizona. I mean,
The tumbleweed.
there's a bit of a draft, and you might catch a cold. It's
like, but like we got ice and stuff, and like
you got it's different.
Like right now, it's like 50 degrees, which is really weird because now it should be the coldest.
It got up to 61 today, and
wow.
I opened windows.
That doesn't even make sense, but like
59 was our high.
No idea.
It was warmer. It was warmer where you guys are than it was here.
I swear it was for like 5 minutes, but yeah, it hit 61, and I could not believe it.
Yep, just around 10 a.m. because I went outside when that happened. It was crazy.
So good.
But to get back to her point, and just to leave it like, actually before her point, there's a point where my family, in their wisdom, was like, "Let's go to a bar on Easter," and I'm like, I have like a
no,
6 month
back
old.
that up.
Wait, why?
You gotta back that up a little bit because it gets more ridiculous when you tell the whole thing.
I don't know
because we were like, they were like, let's go to the zoo. They have this like, I guess, long-standing tradition of going to the zoo for Easter on Easter, mind you. And probably none of them went to mass first. And we're like, okay, sure, we'll drive in from 2.5 hours away, go to the zoo. It's a family thing. We'll do this. We're gonna do this little egg hunt, whatever. We have, the only child that's actually a child at that point, and she's like 1.5 years old. And we get there and we do the zoo thing. Everybody's hanging out, getting in, and then the people who planned the zoo thing take off with their friends who also came, like as soon as we get inside the gate. And then we were like, okay, weird, but do you? And
I don't share that sentiment. But okay,
do our little. Well, it was my first.
I know, but that's
Easter
I know it's my
thing.
It's really weird.
But so, and then we do like kind of the Easter egg thing and get yelled at because apparently it was freaking out the geese. But and then everybody kind of rounds back up at the end, and they're like, "Well, let's go someplace to eat." So this is, a set of grandparents, some aunts and uncles, a few kids in like the 10, 11, 12-ish range, an 18-month-old, and like, assorted adults. And where do they pick? Like a hipster bar where the minimum spend for just walking into the place is going to be like $12. And this is a point where I think you were out of work. Well, you were
I was
teaching.
At grad school. I was teaching.
Yeah, you were teaching. So,
Western University.
salary's like this big. And
yeah.
So it's like, okay, thanks, I guess. And then it was even worse. Like the only thing that my child could eat on the menu or would eat on the menu was literally French fries and ketchup. There was like nothing for her to drink but the water that we brought her, basically, because they were going to charge us $4 for a cup of water.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's a hipster bar.
Like,
it's asinine.
And then we had given up fast food and pop for Lent. And like the only thing that I could eat on the menu was like a spinach artichoke dip, which turned out to be like the greasiest thing I have ever had in my life. And then so us having like a Pepsi and the artichoke, I think you had a Caesar salad or something. So it was something reasonable. But we ended up like feeling awful afterwards too. And we were like, what the actual heck? Like, and then nobody wanted to like hang out or anything afterwards. So we're just like, okay, I guess we're driving home.
So like we definitely like for our family, we're trying to like move it around, right, to a more joyful celebration and
like the year I invited everyone to our house, and then none of your side showed up except your parents, who were then rushing to their side because they decided a week before Easter they were going to host one.
So okay, only because you brought that up, we're not trying to black pill. Like I said, we're trying to white pill. Actually, we're trying to like turn it around.
Our generation can do traditions.
Yes, our generation
we can.
Yes, we can.
They just have to let us.
And because what had happened is she had said to everyone Easter, super excited.
Because we have a nice big backyard.
Yep.
You know,
And
plenty of space, egg hunt, hang out, the whole works.
all right,
Yeah.
and then sends it out a week before Easter. My aunt and uncle go, "Hey, you can come to our place on Easter," and we were just kind of like
the message right before their message was my message about we're gonna do Easter at our house. You guys can all come over. I've got food. We'll do an egg hunt with the kids. Blah blah blah. Thinking about 1 p.m. Let me know so I can have enough food.
it was like really weird. Like
Yeah.
I do not understand that.
Yeah.
But
Had extra salt in the wound. That was also the year I was apparently dying of pneumonia and didn't know it.
yeah.
So yeah.
But like I said, we're trying to turn it around and make it a joyful celebration. And I do think Easter is one of those days that you really should be like family centric.
It's a good chance to drag it back into like the liturgical sense of it too.
Yeah.
Because so much of that generation has just lost that entirely. Like you can go, like, I don't remember any of us actually talking about Easter that day that we went to the zoo.
Nope.
Like,
no, because they're allergic. Well, okay.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna stop. But
black pilling. We're not black pilling.
No.
We're not black pilling, but
so when we finally get the reins,
yeah,
drag the liturgical sense back into it. Because like one of the things that we've started with our kids, like with regards to the Christmas thing, is there are no presents until you've been to mass. So like if people are welcome to come over and visit Christmas Eve, but the kids will not be getting any presents because they haven't been to mass yet.
And we have put our foot down with her family, that are Protestant. They'll want to celebrate Christmas like a week before, and we'll be like, we don't celebrate Christmas during Advent. And
there's 40 days after.
Yeah,
that you can pick.
What?
To the presentation.
Oh gosh, got it. Yeah. Sorry. I am strictly on the Christmas season to Epiphany time.
We're in Epiphany time.
I know. Our tree is still up, by the way. It's gonna stay up. So
all 5 of them.
Candlemass or bust, man.
Yeah, but like it's what was I saying? Crap.
It caused a little discord, because they're like, well, there's all this space in December and people go back to work in January, and there's like, well, the weekend still exists,
Well, it's also not like people still go to work in December, right? Like that was the other thing, is like it was still the weekends, and then I had to work not the next day, but 2 days later. It's like,
because culturally Christmas is Advent.
Well,
in society, that's the Christmas season.
Talk about the secularization and the flipping of seasons, right? So Christmas starts when Advent starts, is when the flip happens. Lent starts when Christmas starts for the secular world. Secular Lent is New Year's, right? New Year's Day starts secular Lent, where you give something up, like
your resolutions.
You do your resolution. I'm saying, like, secular Lent starts or like the secular fasting season, if you call it that, starts when Christmas begins for liturgically, right? So it's been this flip, right? And so then Easter comes, right? And Easter is when we start 50 days of celebration instead of just the 40 from Christmas. But Easter is a blip on the radar where they get chocolates and whatnot, and then they just stop.
You're exactly right, because this is my big problem with like fish fries, is that's a celebratory gathering. Like it doesn't have to be, but that's how it's become, and that should not happen during Lent. That should happen during Easter.
I will caveat that you are allowed to suffer with joy, and so you don't want to have something celebratory necessarily, but you are allowed to enjoy what's happening. Like, there's a lot of people say that you can't have any joy during Lent. Like, that's not true.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. Like, it's more. Yeah, we got married during Lent. We had a dispensation for that. But
I get your point in that it's like, oh well, it's an all you can eat.
Just different position she'd get in.
It's the all you can eat fish fry type deal, right? So it's like it's even if it's no meat, you're still indulging and there's nothing wrong with the community aspect of it. But if everybody is there indulging in a somewhat party-ish setting, I can see how that could be
If you're
problematic.
getting a lobster tail and 3 beers for dinner, like
Right.
that's anymore.
Yeah, and
Oh, lunch is so hard. I had lobster and calamari and
well, that I
scallops
mean
for
that
dinner.
was
I did not have chicken. I had sushi. It was, difficult.
and towards the end of Pope Francis's pontificate, like he brought that up, and like that exact point that you just said about having lobster and calamari, and it's like, yeah, like that clarification needs to be out.
If it becomes
more.
a celebration and not a sacrifice, you're doing it wrong.
Right, and
Well,
but like even the contrast is like in Easter, what do we have?
Yeah,
We literally don't have anything. At least not
until now.
Well, right. Like that's actually one. So in the Archdiocese of Detroit, we're doing this restructuring, and Archbishop Weisenberger, which you may know,
Weisenberger.
He used to be at.
No, I not even like that's just like in terms of names. That's just like Pizza Balla, and then you got Weisenberger over here.
I know.
Weisenberger.
Is it Weisenberg or is it Weisenberg?
He used to be one of the
There's
Weisenheimers, but they converted and then they became the Weisenbergers.
Dominic's last name.
Oh.
That is.
See, it
So,
it
but
sounds like a cartoon villain. to
It
me.
sounds like a cartoon villain.
No comment. The Weisenberger.
No comment. For or against. But the idea though is he wants to try and like revitalize.
He wants thriving parishes.
He wants thriving parishes, and oh my gosh, please do not bring up any of the TLM stuff. But because yes, that's an issue. But that aside,
Pray for our Archbishop.
That's like huge mountain. Just move it to the side, right?
Ignore the elephant. In the room.
Ignore the giant elephant in the room.
And maybe we'll get back to my
but like this is like he's holding like all the parishes are supposed to hold these like meeting sessions where we're like, okay, well, what's a strategy to really like revitalize the Catholic life? Because we have 900 Catholics in the Archdiocese of Detroit, but you wouldn't know
900.
if you went to
900,000 or 900.
900,000, but you
probably
would
900 practicing.
right. Well, it's not 900. It would be more like probably 90,000. Like if I had to guess, which is still
Disappointing.
I mean, it is disappointing, but it's just like the nutrition's not great. But that being said, it's the fact of like bringing in Easter and being like, okay, well, we had the fish fries in Lent. Let's think of something that we can do either, Sunday is going to be taken, but like, why don't we take another day of the week?
Yeah, more parish potlucks, more like celebrations.
And really make it like really own it.
Yes.
It can't be Friday though. Well, no,
Well,
I mean, no,
yeah.
During Easter it can, right?
I think during the octave.
During the
at least.
octave, but like, okay, but like,
that is kind of what makes it hard because Friday is a good night to hold events
because of,
nobody, most people don't end up working on Saturday.
right. So it's a good night to stay up late.
But growing up,
Go ahead. Yeah.
growing up, I hated Easter. I did. It was never very religious for me. I mean, I was raised Catholic, but in the like loosest sense of the term. We kind of sometimes went to church. I didn't get baptized or I had all my sacraments in one day when I was 7. Like baptism, everything. It was like my mother put it all off, and then my brother and I, and even her, we just did it all in one day. So I was very loosely raised Catholic, and I hated Easter. I hated the food. I hated the cleaning. It was just the one day. And it was like you woke up, there was a basket from the Easter bunny, some eggs hidden around the house, and that was it. And then it was clean, 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 clean for family coming over for dinner. Horrible dinner because my family can't cook to save their lives. And then it was over. That was it. That was Easter. And so I hated it. I always hated Easter. So now as an adult and a practicing Catholic, it's really been a hard thing for me to rewire that mentality around Easter. Because we didn't do Lent growing up. That wasn't a thing. There was no, oh, springtime decorations, or oh, we're building up to Easter, or there's a sacrifice before a celebration. None of that. And so for me, it's like, man, I don't like Easter. I know it's important. I know it's the biggest holiday religiously, but it's like, but if we switch. But what we're trying to do as well is extend the actual liturgical seasons to what they're supposed to be and celebrating them properly, which is hard, especially when the rest of the world has stopped. So like we're still celebrating Christmas. We have all of our decorations still up, all of our outdoor decorations, everything is still up. And it's hard because you try to keep that Christmas spirit going, but the music's gone. The other lights are gone. The stores on the 23rd, when I was due, my friend took me to the store to get some last minute stocking stuffers. And everything was Valentine's already.
Wow.
2 days before Christmas. It was all Valentine's. Like I had trouble finding Christmas stuff because it was all Valentine's already. And I'm like, what? So like, how do you keep it going outside of your own little, like you need that community, you need your parishes to be doing things to help it continue.
So we're gonna have to have you guys back because we have only a few minutes left. I have to take my kids to a perfect attendance karate pizza party, and they're like, why are we leaving yet? Why are we leaving yet? It's like it starts at 7:15. We've got time. We gotta go. Anyway, so I want to take this time. We usually take the last couple of minutes so that for anything that you want to advertise or sell. I don't think we have a whole lot of viewers for this particular episode, and I have no idea why. But anyway, but anything you wanna shout out to, anything that you're working on that you want people to pay attention to,
prayer requests or anything like that.
So definitely check out Meanwhile, because we take all Catholic memes. Like I did it, I started it as a thing for my kids because they like memes, and turns out they actually learn from them.
Yeah.
And great. And so I've catered to it being like half haha, half educational, and they'll talk about it. And so it's a family friendly, no smut meme channel. Very Catholic oriented. There's some other things like Legend of Zelda and other things like that. Occasionally
kept very clean,
but it's very clean, family friendly.
You can show it to the 5-year-old and grandma and nobody gets embarrassed.
And even like there's some videos that are like PG-13. But,
except for those.
Yeah, those are PG-13, but they are like they're not sinful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just they're talking about higher,
topics.
they're higher topics.
Like you might see an NFP joke in a PG-13 one, but not
right
for seasons.
So that's Meanwhile is the thing. It says Meanwhile is the icon for the channel. And also please pray for my great uncle. He recently died. We're going to his funeral tomorrow. So his name was Al.
Okay. Well, we're going to do our normal bits, which is the CatholicComedy.com/festival. That is the St. Philip Neri Festival, which is coming up on February 7th. You guys are going to be there, right? You're flying out with all your kids.
I'm sorry, that's my baptismal anniversary. So
it's not a big deal. You just come over to my house. It's not very kid friendly or anything.
They can't touch anything.
Yeah, so you can't. It's a farm, but they can't touch any of the stuff. No, it's a farm and they can touch everything. And we have kids barging at the door right now. So, but it's a great day, great family fun day. One of the things is that we just got talked to the Knights of Columbus, and they're going to be they're going to be selling a kids meal there. That's going to be a significant price reduction from any other place that you can go. I'm trying to aim for like $5 a meal. We might even be able to get it down to like $3 a meal, so that you bring your family, you'll be able to have a nice meal for the kids. And so go to CatholicComedy.com/festival for more information. If you want to come to the festival, please do. If you don't want to come to the festival, buy tickets anyway. It's fine by me. Mm-hmm. And here is a QR code that's going to pop up somewhere. No, I think it's because the ticker's going. That's okay.
The information's at the bottom.
Right. So the information is or the information there, catholicomedy.com/festival. There it is. That's where you can scan that QR code right over there. Please come. We'd love to have you. And then also, please pray for the repose of our friend Vincent's soul. He was not a Catholic, but he could have been. And so we're hoping for leniency there and
God's mercy.
God's mercy. And if you have any prayer requests that you would like for us to make, please next week we'll start collecting prayer requests in the chat, and so you'll just post your prayer requests, and then we'll announce them throughout the day or throughout the hour. All right, thank you very much for coming. I'm gonna have to learn about the Shamrock Shake issue later. We'll talk later, and we'll have you guys on again soon.
All right. Thanks for having us.
For always.
Bye.
Bye.